Hey Libra, it's Empress Rose and welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works, leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And yeah, if I don't catch your storyline on this one, check your other major placements, see if I caught something there or if you can find something useful there. We're starting with the Oracle Mystical Moments. We definitely started off with a bang with the Oracle Mystical Moments here for an intuitive vibe of where we're going today. And we're grateful for the message we're about to receive on behalf of Libra. And hopefully this won't be a 30-minute one because I don't know what's going on a slowpoke today with these readings. Oh, wow. Okay. Whew. We've got a grief process here. Lots of tears, lots of grieving, lots of sorrow. This is going to build you up for... this is Morning Dew Girl. She's collecting these tears. Something's ended. Something's over. We've got two cards here if you're looking back to the past. Here, your heart's looking back to the past. Something's over. And there's just this whole grief process that you're going through. This is for your future growth. We're collecting the tears of this dahlia here, and we're going to be bringing them to other places in our gardens that might need more water. That's not a really good, clear metaphor, but we're collecting these tears. They're not in vain. They're all part of this really important healing process. And you're definitely looking at the past, looking at something that's over, something that's ended. And there's just a lot of sadness and grief about what happened and what's over. We have this red garden. You've changed in a very obvious way, but you're still looking at the past. You're looking at who you used to be and what used to be, and you've changed. Your whole mind is like this big, giant bloom. So you've changed in a very public way, and you've also changed in an extremely private way that someone would have to come in with a lot of curiosity to understand. But you've grown and you've bloomed, but you're still looking back at the past. You're still looking back at this past thing. Your heart, though, now is ready to move forward. Your heart's ready to move on. But your mind is still, is sort of made up on this past thing, and you're still looking back there, still wondering about what happened back there. But your heart's here and your heart's ready to move forward. So in this one, you're still very much grieving in the past, and appropriately so. You're very much looking back there. Your heart is still back there. But in this one, now your mind is just kind of stuck on something in the past, but your heart's ready to move forward. Your heart's ready for the future. And you've changed and you've grown, both in ways that are public and easily seeable and definable, and also in ways that are a bit more private and a bit more difficult to define. A loss will do that. On the theme of change, we have pure nature. So this is sort of adolescence or blooming in a way where you can't put the bloom back in the bud. You can't go back. You can't go back to what you were before. There's no going back. Hence this like grief, this ending. And you want to go back. You want to go back to what was before, but you can't. You've changed too much. You've grown too much. You've become more and more who you are. You've bloomed and blossomed in a way that doesn't go back, doesn't return. You can't stuff the blossom back into the bud, and why would you? But there's something clouding your thinking here, where you're thinking that you should. You're thinking that you should go back to this thing. So you think you need to go back to something, but your heart's telling you to keep moving forward. And this is talking about an irreversible change. Sometimes when we turn over a new leaf, and then the wind comes and turns it back over again, the first little breeze, right? So this isn't one of those changes. This is one of those big life changes that are just, you're not going back. You're not going back to who you were. You're not going back to how you were. You were a bud, and you blossomed and you bloomed, and you're not supposed to want to go back. So you've bloomed in both obvious and not obvious ways, and you're not going back. We're not putting the... You think you need to go back, or you think you need to address something back there, but it's just a grief process. All right, we're going to talk to Moonology here. Moonology is going to talk to us here. Moonology, what do we got? What do we have for our dear Libras? Where are we at? What's our most useful, best information that we can have? Oh, we got 3. And I couldn't help it either. Okay. Nothing will come of this situation. Void of course, moon. So this is like, maybe this is the pause or this ending. Like this is, it's a pause. It's a timeout. It's a pause. Nothing's happening. The moon's not situated or dealing or doing anything. It's just nothing will come of this situation. So whatever you're looking at in the past, whatever you think you need to go back to, it's a big nothing burger here. This is just a pause. It's a delightful pause. It allows you to play with some concepts and play with ideas without a lot of ramifications or consequences. You just, okay, nothing's going to happen here. So that means you can experiment, play around with. It's not going to affect your karma. It's not going to affect a lot of things. It's just kind of this blank page here, and pretty inconsequential, which is really interesting because we're having these changes that we can't go back to. We can't go back. We can't turn the clock back. But things have ended. Things have gone in. Life goes in one direction, you know. When we can look back at the past all we want, but it's moving forward and we're changing. But nothing will come of this situation. That's a very curious one. It's really, Okay, a win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. Well, I like this. So Libra, here you are. We've got a full moon, the fullness of balance, of fairness. Everybody gets a little bit of something that they want out of this. There's something so fascinating about this Moonology deck. And this, well, more shall be revealed. But anyway, we're looking at a win-win outcome where nothing will come of the situation and yet everybody's a winner. Balsamic moon, time for healing. Okay, I'm getting that from this morning dew girl, is that we're taking some time to heal. We've got a grief process. We've got something we're definitely grieving, and we're taking some time to heal. This is going to be good for everybody involved, but nothing super consequential is going to happen right now. We're sort of in the limbo phase. We're not really talking about, we're just sitting here. We bloomed already. We're just sitting here in our bloom, just being ourselves, but there's not a lot of, there's some sort of question here where it's just not going to be a big deal. There's something that's not going to be a big deal. Everybody gets a little bit of what they want. Fascinating. Time for healing I get. I'm really seeing that here. This grief process, you know, it takes a while to turn yourself around, turn your focus around. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's that moment when we're going this way, we're like a barge. Our minds and our hearts and our destinies are sort of like this barge. And when we have a course correction, that barge doesn't turn on a dime and go a different direction. That barge kind of has this like stoppage. It's got to stop and go. It turns very slowly. And one part of the barge is still going to be going this way, while the other part of the barge is starting to go this way, and that's how it turns. So it looks like nothing's happening, feels like nothing's happening. So there's like a peaceful moment here where you get to like take this time out, and this is going to benefit everybody here. But it looks like a time out, and you have an opportunity to just like have a time out, call a time out on everything. And take some time to heal. You've been through some shit, so you've changed a lot, you've grown a lot. Just let things sit for a while, I think is what I'm sitting here. And it's going to be better for everybody if you just let things sit. Okay, so then we're moving on to our Ethereal Visions deck. All right, Libra. This is your past. This is your present, this is your inner landscape, this is what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Yeah. This is cool. This Eight of Pentacles has shown up on every reading. This is wild to me. Eight of Pentacles here again for like the fifth time in a row. Yeah, I mean, we've got heartbreak in our recent past. We've got some very painful truths we had to deal with, some very painful realizations, very painful communications. Our heart was just broken, pierced through, you know, by 3 different swords, 6 different times. We've got entrance wounds, we've got exit wounds, we've got a lot of pain. We've got this morning dew girl, we've got these tears, this pain, this past situation. We've been through a lot. It's been extremely painful. Our hearts are broken and in deep pain here. In your present situation, I love this because this is a time for healing. We're revisiting the well, the origins, the origin story. We're revisiting source. We're getting we're refilling our cup. We're getting back in touch with our spirituality. We're still looking to the horizon. We haven't given up on anything. We're still looking to the future, but right now we're just also being refilled, finding rest at the well, the source of life. We're revisiting that. We've gone back someplace, you know, the well. Someone was like, what is the well? What is the well to me? To me, the well is, one of my favorite places out in nature. It's this little pond with some trees near it. That's one of my wells. I have a couple favorite films, one of which being Anne of Green Gables from 1985. That's an original source of wellness for me, and refills my cup from time to time. I mean, I can't watch it too often, but when I do, it's there to refill my cup. So a good book that you return to, a meditative place, a meditative space, that's what you're doing right now. You're really doing this healing work, and you're going to some sort of sources of healing. You're making sure that you're healing yourself, and you're feeling you're just engaging with things that you know refill your cup. People that always refill your cup and don't drain it, or don't worry you. Places that refill your cup where you leave feeling refreshed and ready to start anew. So we're looking at renewal here. That's your present situation, is some sort of renewal. Time for healing. You're going back to the original source, the healing waters. You're dipping this wounded, broken heart into this. Where did you first find nurturing? Where did you first find love? Where did you first find the renewal, a sense of renewal? So we're heading back there right now. In your inner landscape, though, you're still dealing with these. So you've gone back to some sort of original source, but you're dealing with this nightmare here. This is our nightmare card. This could be what's going on with this, looking back at what's happened and all the pain back there. This is, you are physically safe, but you're having so much fear and so much anxiety. This is all in your head. This is all your ideas, these people making fun of you, this, what's going to happen if I do this? So you just have so many fears and anxieties that you're dealing with. Things from the past haunting you, decisions you've made haunting you. You're physically safe, you're physically okay, and you're fine, but you just are sort of being haunted by this past, by the future, by fears, by regrets. There's just your inner landscape is a little torn up. You're still here. You're looking for this. You're at this, but you still got quite a bit here. This morning dew girl. There's a lot of pain here. Okay. At issue is the Seven of Wands. This is standing your ground, defending your intuition, but we take it in the reversal here. So this is not defending your intuition, just not being able to stand your ground, not defending yourself, not defending what you believe in, not wanting to fight. You just don't want to fight for this anymore. I can see why. You're exhausted, you're worn out, you don't want to fight anymore. There's a pause possibly in the fighting, in your passions, in fighting for your passions and fighting for what you believe in. You're just not able to do it right now. There's a real kind of exhausted vibe here, where you've changed and you've grown. But so I'm really happy to see this now. Nothing will come of this situation. It's just this, it's a big nothing void of course moon. There's nothing going on here. We're not conjuncting with things. We're not, there's a nice big pause here, because I mean, and this is you wanting that pause, but it's causing a bit of an issue. You don't want to fight for it. You don't feel like standing up for yourself. You don't feel like standing up for something that you believe in. You just really don't want to do that. You might be worried about the consequences if you do. If you do stand your ground, if you do show people who you are and how you've changed, you may be very afraid of what the reaction is going to be, and this type of battle you might find yourself in. And here you just don't want to fight. You don't want to battle. You're not up for that. You're broken. You're heartbroken. You're tired. You need to return to the source. You need renewal. And engaging in a fight isn't going to bring you renewal. So you don't want to do that. But that's actually kind of causing you a little bit of an issue. Refusing to engage and refusing to fight for what you believe in. In your environment, there's just a lot of work to be done, a lot of stuff to do. You're very focused. I think Virgo just got this also in the same exact spot. There's just a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of focus. We are on Libra. We're not still on Virgo. Okay. So just a lot of work. A lot of work is going on in your environment. Very busy time. Lots to get done. Lots to do. It's requiring a lot of focus. It's requiring a lot of yeah. You're very engaged with this work. It's not like it's terrible, awful work. It's just work. You're definitely like having to focus on those coins, having to focus on your money. And that's the situation. There's just a lot of work to be done around you. Your to-do list is literally to just stand here and watch life change. And that's what we're getting here, time for healing. You're just supposed to chill out. Just chill out and let life change. Let the world change around you. So the world is changing, and you're supposed to allow it to change, allowing people to change, allowing situations to change. This is sort of the seasons changing of the world, you know. We have this push. We have, you know, just the seasons are just going to change whether we make them and force them or not. That's just literally how life works. Is if you've ever been sick or injured for a long period of time and you don't get to do anything in your life, somehow still changes, still moves forward. You can be in bedridden for months on end, and everything is still changing around you. So that's sort of the energy where you're in right now. Is just let things run their course. Let things do their thing. Let things change, and you just kind of dance with that change and accept that change. I mean, you've changed here. You've changed for sure, and you've grown out of this whole grief process. So allow the past to be the past. I think I'm seeing here you're sort of, your heart now is ready to go towards a future thing, but your mind is still sort of trapped in this past situation. And this is saying to let time do its thing. Let things change. Let the seasons change. And you can just take some time out here to heal these wounds. And find some renewal. Your possible outcome here is this boss lady. Look at all this work that's got to be done here, and you've got and I swear one of these days I'm going to look up how to pronounce her name. I'm not very good with the French pronunciations of things, but this is the Widow Clicquot. This is the entrepreneur. This is the female boss lady. She's the reason why anybody even knows what champagne is anymore. And here she is through this long process. You know, it's taken 20, 30 years to grow these grapes. And then it's going to be a lot longer until the wine is ready. So here you are, sole proprietor of this vineyard, of this rich, long successful, very successful. So you're just waiting here for time, for things to change, time to turn. You don't want to fight anymore. That's sort of what's at issue here. You don't want to fight, but you're heading towards, I feel like you're just taking a time out here. And it's going to be for your own benefit, for everybody's benefit. You're taking some time to heal. You're taking some time out of action. You're taking a little vacation and a little break, and then you come back and you hit it hard, and you experience this success, this bumper crop, and it's yours, and you've worked for it. You've worked very hard for this, and you're accepting. It's the Nine of Pentacles, a lot of success. So somehow you've got this heartache, you've got this pain and suffering. You don't want to fight anymore. You don't want to do this. You just need to focus on your work right now. Let the world change and take some time out. Take some time out to heal. It's actually going to be for everybody's benefit. Nothing bad's going to happen if you take some time out right now and just take a break, take a vacation, take some time out. Nothing bad's going to happen. There's not going to be a big awful consequence for this. In fact, what's going to happen is you're going to heal. We've got 2 time for healing cards here. We've got a bunch of heartbreak cards here. So just, you don't feel like fighting anymore. Apparently this is some sort of issue. I don't know how this is an issue, but you just don't feel like fighting it anymore or arguing. Maybe there is some sort of confrontation that needs to be had. But taking a time out is just going to postpone it, I think. And just being focused on your work and allowing the world to change, and not engaging. Why is that an issue? The not engaging here, not engaging in conflict. But your to-do list isn't to engage in conflict. It's just at an issue. It's just creating an issue. But your to-do list doesn't say to like hop into some conflict. In fact, your to-do list is literally to like hop out and let it flow. Just let things flow. Take a break. Take a vacation. It's okay. It's okay. You've got a lot of healing to do, so it's going to be okay. It's going to work out. Even if you take a break and don't manage everything and don't fuss over everything. All right, Libra, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, comments, and subscribes. They are encouraging to me and help raise the visibility of the channel so that other people can find these messages too. So I really appreciate that. Thank you.